Good morning, students. Today we are going to start chapter number 5 and part number 7, hotspots in India. So first we see concepts and basis of hotspots identification. First we see introduction. The biodiversity on planet Earth is unevenly distributed throughout the countries. From lush rainforest to manifesting mountains, some regions of Earth are simply irreplaceable. It is remarkable that the distribution of these species is highly concentrated in specific areas. The tropical area of Earth has an incredible abundance of species of plants and animals. Species in tropical regions can account for two-thirds of all known species on Earth. Many areas within the tropical zone are considered rich in biodiversity and are home to the world's most rare and endangered species. Various tropical mountain ranges, islands, or tropical forests have the remarkable diversity of the life that marks them important places to protect and study. The plants, animals, and other living organisms that populate these places are rare, and many of them are only found in these species geographical areas. This is called endemisms. These regions have been identified as some of the world's most important ecosystems. Such regions with very high endemisms and under tremendous presence of habitat loss are called as biodiversity hotspots. Many of such regions are rich with life and are at high risk for destruction. So, a biodiversity hotspot is a biogeographic area notable for sustaining significant levels of biological diversity and which is threatened by destructive activities. Biodiversity hotspots are home to unique flora and fauna, most of which are endemic to the particular environments. These biodiversity hotspots are currently at risk of being destroyed. Habitats destruction directly caused by humans as well as the destruction due to climate changes are the leading causes of the increasing existence of Earth species. Thus, biodiversity hotspots can be defined as biogeographic region with a significant reservoir of biodiversity that is under threat from human interventions. A region is designated as biodiversity hotspots when it contains at least 0.5% or 1500 species of endemic plants and have lost at least 70% of its primary vegetation. There are 36 biodiversity hotspots in the world, which supports almost 60% of the world's plant and vertebrate species with a high level of endemisms. The next point we must see that concept of hotspots. The concept of biodiversity was first appeared in an article written by the scientist Norman Mayers in 1988. विलास नाही आवाज कमी करा. Later on in the year 1990, Mayer-Sitters revised the articles and extended his idea of hotspots to Earth biologically richest and most endangered terrestrial ecoregions. Mayors put forth few criteria for recognizing the biogeographic regions as biodiversity hotspots. According to mayors, the proposed biodiversity hotspots must meet two criteria. Number one, that it must contains at least 1500 or more than 0.5% of its vascular plant species to be endemics. Vascular plants are critical to the sustainability of the ecosystem since they allow the circulations of water, photosynthetic products and minerals. The territory must have lost 70% or more of its original native habitats. This situation translates to the loss of some of the region a living species. Only 36 territories around the world meet these requirements, and they are home to nearly 60% of the world's flora and fauna. Large biogeographic regions containing exceptional concentration of plant endemism and experiencing high rates of habitats loss are treated as biodiversity hotspots. Okay. In the year 1989, Conservation International adopted Mayors hotspots as its institutional blueprints. The organization undertook an extensive global review in 1999, which introduced quantitative thresholds for the designation of biodiversity hotspots. Currently, 36 biodiversity hotspots have been identified, most of which occur in tropical forest. They represent just 2.3% of Earth's land surface, but between them they contain around 50% of the world's endemic plant species and 42% of all terrestrial vertebrates. Overall, hotspots have lost around 86% of their original habitats, and additionally they are considered to be significantly threatened by extinction induced by climate changes. Okay, then we must see next point, that is basis of hotspots identification. So see here, biodiversity hotspots are a method to identify those regions of the world where attention is needed to address biodiversity loss and to guide conservation priorities. Mayors in 1988 introduced the term hotspots for the geographical regions particularly rich in endemics, rare and threatened species found in relatively small areas but facing significant threats of habitat loss. According to Mayors in 2000, the primary criteria to qualify the area as a biodiversity hotspot is an area must contain 0.5% or 1500 of the world's 3 lakh plant species and should have lost 70% or more of its primary vegetation. Hotspots are not formally recognized or governed areas. However, the identification of an area as a biodiversity hotspot increases the likelihood of conservation priorities. Apart from this, the global biodiversity hotspots have been identified hypothetically using the data generated by the various scientific exploration and secondary information on regions of endemism. As a result, new biodiversity hotspots are periodically adopted based on significant assessments of new regions. Okay. Then we must know that biodiversity hotspots in India. So see here that India is one of the mega diversity nation in the world. Biodiversity hotspots are the areas that supports high diversity of local endemic species that are not represented in the other parts of the world. In the year 1999, Conservation International identified 25 hotspots. Out of these, India was having two major biodiversity hotspots, namely Western Ghat and the Eastern Himalayas. However, since 2013, IUCN CEPF and Conservation International have worked on potential biodiversity hotspots and identified 4 biodiversity hotspots in India. These are among 36 hotspots of the world and are exceptionally rich in flowering plants and other funnel components. Then out of these, first we see that Himalaya, which includes the entire Indian Himalayan region, that is falling in Pakistan, Tibet, Nepal, Bhutan, China and Myanmar. Then second is Indo-Burma, which includes entire northeastern India except Assam, Andaman group of islands and Myanmar, Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia and southern China. Number 3, Western Ghat and Sri Lanka, which includes entire Western Ghats and Sri Lanka. Number 4, Sanderlands, which includes Nicobar group of islands, that is Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore and Philippines. Okay, then after that we must know the first point, that is Himalayas. This region is considered highest in the world and includes entire Indian Himalayan, Bhutan, North Eastern India and southern Central and Eastern Nepal. This prime hotspot is geographically young and shows high altitudinal variation in 60 meters to 8,000 meters. The Himalayan comprises of more than 100 mountains beyond 7,200 meters. Some of the major rivers in the world originate from the Himalayas. The Himalaya holds a record of having 163 endangered species and as many as 10,000 plant species, of which 3,160 are endemics. This mountain ranges covers nearly 750,000 kilometers square area. Then secondly, we must know that Indo-Burma regions. Okay, it is an extensive region spread over large area of Asia from eastern Bangladesh to Malaysia and includes northeastern India, south of Brahmaputra river, Myanmar, the southern part of China's, and the Indo-Burma region is spread over 2 million square kilometers of tropical Asia across several major landforms. Okay. Then thirdly, that is Western Ghat and Sri Lanka. So see here, the Western Ghat mountains stretches along the west coast of the Indian peninsula and are locally called Sahyadri Hills. It is isolated by the Arabian Sea to the west, the arid Deccan Plateau to the east, and the Vindhyachal ranges to the north. The Western Ghats have tropical moist deciduous and tropical rainforests. The region shows high species diversity as well as high level of endemisms. Nearly 77% of the amphibians and 62% of the reptiles species are endemic to this region. Then next point, that is fourth, that is Sundarland. See here, it is a region of Southeast Asia that covers the western part of the Indo-Malaysian. It includes Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore and Indonesia. India is represented by the Nicobar Islands. The United Nations declared the islands as a World Biosphere Reserve in 2013. The islands have a rich terrestrial and marine ecosystems that includes mangroves, coral reefs and seagrass beds. The marine biodiversity includes several species such as whales, dolphins, turtles, crocodiles, fishes, prawns, lobsters, corals and seashells. Then Sundarlands is one of the biodiversity richest hotspots in the world, which comprises of 25,000 species of vascular plants, of which 15,000 are found only in this region, and all 120 pteridophyte species are reported from the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. A total of 110 wild orchids are listed from these islands, while 19 genera and 25 species of them are endemics. 15 reptile species are reported to be endemics to the Nicobar Islands, and other important species are Malayan box turtles, the snakes, the salt water crocodiles and the reticulated pythons. In case the marine resources are overused, it can pose a serious threat to biodiversity. Okay, thank you.